you should be able to tell by the way I behave, standing up here. It's natural for me. I'm a game master. You know, if I say I'm part of the tabletop role-playing game hobby, it shouldn't be hard to figure out that game mastering is something I probably do a lot. Well, yeah, I'm a dedicated game master. You know, I started in 1991. For the first 10 years, I played Amran games. Retired after 10 years because it was good. Here's my problem. My mentor, my first DM, was so good that he took me to the top of the mountain. Best ever, right? Poisoned me though, because after that, I only want to play at the top of the mountain, and there's no one capable after he passed away of taking me to the top of the mountain. You know, but I kept trying. I kept at it for 10 years. Well, what do you do? Sometimes when others can't do it for you, you do it yourself. And I really focused on becoming a guy who I wanted to have players that would come to my game, play my game, and then leave and go, you cursed me. Like, you cursed me. Like, it's so good what I'm experiencing with you. You cursed me. And I've had many guys over the years, and women, tell me straight up, yep, you root me. Your game was so good, really didn't find that type of open game, that type of mindset, the type of person you are, Stephen. Like, I hit it out of the park for them, right? Very proud to say it. Well, you can tell my ego gets rubbed a little bit by it, but it is true. It's very true. And, back in the old school, we used to care about being the best, all this type of nonsense. So at one point, I cared about being very good at what I was doing, very good at my craft of game mastering. Really mattered to me back in the day, right? Not so much now, of course. Now it's just I'm happy. Like, it's not a brag thing. It's just I got to a place where I think any game master wants to get to. Good consistently. And good that even on my worst nights, given my things I know how to do, it's good anyway. That's insurance for your players, right? It's the best insurance you can give any player who's going to join your thing. They're guaranteed any night they're going to play, it's going to be good. Like, they're going to get you performing, right? And put it this way: if I really can't, I'm not one of these people that show up to the table. If I can't, there'll be a good reason, and we will be skipping. I will not be performing like garbage. You'll always be assured as one of my players that I'm showing up to give you my best. All the time. 110%. You know, I ran pretty religiously. The number of sessions I ran over the years, I won't go too far into it, but it's hard for people to believe. Like, I've done the math. I plan on writing a book one day. Like, sort of got that going right now. About my life and gaming and how it saved my life, and just sort of like a mini biography type of thing, something that aims into a couple different areas. But yeah, I document my time. I've documented it for years. I knew when I was younger it was going to be a thing. Just is. All right. I'm one of these people that, how can I say, I've always had confidence in myself that I'm an interesting person. I know it's going to sound weird. I knew it since a young age, and I have people tell me this all the time. Like, you're a very interesting guy, Stephen. So, I mean, you get it in your head, and then you start going, well, if my life is so fucking interesting, maybe one day I'll write a book about everything I've done. And ironically, I'm keeping track of things. I'm a public game master, so when people sign up, they're signing up to things like writing their names down. And you start recording things, really, without the plan to record them. And that started for me before the intent to want to keep all that, and then look back later to see how many sessions I ran, how many people I ran for. But I got that information, and it's pretty incredible because I game master it like a machine. Like, I mean, I would game master weeks where it's like very few hours of sleep, and it's like getting to the point where I'm just about passing out at the table, right? And then I got to go crash and right back at it, right? It became a focal point of my youth for a period of time. I mean, I'm just a confident guy. So I could run groups. I could do that. I could do a lot of things I've seen other guys not doing the same way. Right? Like, have the confidence to talk a certain way. Do certain things. Without needing to be brave when I'm doing it. Like, just so confident, it's I do it knowing you're going to be fine with it. There's a difference. Like I'm confident enough to think that I'm going to perform well. So I know I'm going to perform well. So I don't worry about that. I just go. And a lot of people couldn't go. And it's not that there's not great game masters out there. Many, many. A lot of guys I met where you could find bookworms and all this, very smart guys. Problem is, they just had no fucking absolute charisma, and they couldn't really... It's no matter how much you know, right? It's either you can do this or you can't, right? And there's a certain performance level as a DM. You're doing all kinds of... Or game master, you're doing all kinds of non-player characters, the monsters, you're reacting as the world. Like, there's a lot to it that you got to bring to that package. Like, a player is playing a character, a single character. Every NPC that they're going to meet, you got to play, and you got to do it in a way that there's no pressure. Like, you got to make it real. Like a player, what's the ease up on the player? They get to develop the character slowly, and nobody pressures them to be on point. The DM or the game master, here's how crazy the expectation is from players. Players will ignorantly have high expectations of game masters that can be very unrealistic, but they have them. They're just instinctively there. Like, you got to make that guard real on the spot. You've had no time to develop this cunt. You've never ran the guard in your life, right? It's just going to be a guy. You sort of have an idea of who he is. Maybe you made a note. It's the first time in the town, whatever. But when they meet the guard, he has to be a guard. And you have to sell him as a guard. Now, it could be plain Jane, but the point is you got to do it like it's a developed thing, right? And I love that. I love the pressure players put on me. A lot of game masters almost wouldn't realize what was going on because you have to really catch what players are doing. They're having an expectation that you know everything. Now, some people get this. They'll know, like, how many times have you heard a game master say, like, I can't memorize every spell in the book, dude. But there are players that will talk to you. Like, it's like, okay, page whatever the fuck, level 4. This one, it says this on the second paragraph. And the player will talk to you like you're, for sure, you know this. Like, so, do you agree with that or not? It says that? Well, didn't you know that? He'll say to you, like, the player, like, I swear, I got reactions like, I'll be like, I didn't know it said that exactly. And I don't even get a chance to get out of my mouth that I haven't had a character play with that spell in a while, just haven't read it in a while. Of course, I read it before, but you forget. You got all kinds of other things going on. But he says to me, like right away, because this is how players are. This is some of my early experiences. Like, what, you don't know that? Like, aren't you supposed to? Aren't you supposed to? Well, just naturally, instinctively say it like that to you. Now, you could have friends at home, the at-home game master. I've had to correct a lot of people on this, because it's just true. I mean, even the companies understand this. 99% of players and game masters are what we call public players and game masters. The majority of the hobby is gaming with people they don't know. Meeting strangers, maybe becoming friends. Doesn't mean you won't meet a group that started off as strangers and they're friends later, right? That always happens. But there's a minority. And they're not the majority. And you always got to remind them of this because they talk like they're the majority. And their experience is completely different from public gaming. In many ways, this is what I call the at-home gamer. At home with your friends and family. You might have a stranger every so often, come to the game, like somebody who knows your cousin, whatever. But I mean, so you have a little bit of maybe that public experience. And then, even if you explain public gaming to certain home people, and you hear what they think public gaming is, that's hilarious. They describe, like, we went to a con, that's public gaming. I'm like, it is, but it's not. That's not what I mean when I say public gaming, and I've talked to people that are public gamers for years, and when you say it, we all know what it means, yet you get on here online, say, go to a YouTuber who's played with his family the entire time, you say a public gaming thing, like about public gaming, he'll come out and just, instead of saying, is it this? He'll just talk like it is, that for sure, like he has to know what it is. And the description of public gaming, I'm just like laughing at him going, that is, you don't even understand it. And the worst thing is, they'll be bringing it up to belittle it because, well, he didn't do public gaming. His at-home gaming has to be better. But I'm like, no, that's not how that works either. just saying. So public gaming is, it can be intimate. Public gaming can be at your home. what public gaming really means is all it means. It's you're open to meeting up with strangers to game. Where that happens or how that happens, who knows? And when you go to game with them, you're willing to run things like campaigns for them, long campaigns, just like you would your friends and family. So there is a similarity that we are meeting up for the type of gaming that you think we're skipping out on. This isn't like some public short-run game. But, the game at the game shop that you're paying for, I'm not talking about that. Right? It's a form of public gaming, but it's not what I mean. It's not where the majority goes. When I say public gaming, it's like, it's a mix of online too, since the online world is here now. Public gaming, you'll see, is people going on Roll20. It's public gaming. But imagine you had these situations in real life, because we had to, because we never had Roll20 at certain points. So, groups and everywhere you go. And I've talked to people all over America, all over Canada, all over different parts of the world. There were groups, you go meet up, and most people didn't have friends to play with. And that's in every location in the world. Especially early into the hobby, when you might be as an individual getting into it, and you're just, maybe your friends aren't into it, maybe you don't have friends, whatever. A lot of people were cut off. So to try to make up for that, we're going to do that, right? You meet at public places. The whole idea of meeting at a game shop or something is to set up more a serious game. Not like the public gaming at the game shop or a session at a con. Now, there are forms of public gaming, but they're like one-shot scenarios, stuff like that, right? It's like tournament playing that way. But that's not where the majority goes. So when I say the majority in public gaming, I'm talking about this similar form of campaigns and everything you're doing. It's just you're constantly doing with strangers. You're going to a place to meet with strangers. You're at a writing club or meeting people at book clubs or going to the library, wherever. And there'll be announcements where people could meet up. That was constant. Anybody from like the 80s and 90s know this. That's how you met for your vampire games and everything else. Remember, there's a whole timeline before the internet, right? And so that develops what we call public gaming during this time. And tournament play was especially something that was trying to push towards a little less game shoppy gameplay and more into something that you'll be going at a while, maybe a little further of a campaign or something where there's some continuation. But that just never worked out. It never panned out. I never liked the tournament stuff. It sucked. So 10 years after I started, I retired from playing. Like complete retirement. Like I was like, I'm done. I'm done with this. Like I just couldn't find a game master. I've never been unhappy with that. Right? Now, have I played since? Yes. But what I mean is I've never seriously played. Like what I mean is I didn't come in and like properly get into doing one-shots like as a player. So I wasn't doing that. I fill in. So I go over to a guy's house, or you know what I mean, he's short a player for a campaign. The characters are there that night. They might have an NPC, or just a group has NPC henchmen. I'm like, sure, I'll jump in and play. Yeah, right. And I'm really serious about being game master and helping out other people. So game master sometimes, not that I really promote doing this, but they'll ask me to play some NPC. Speak for them, and they'll know that I'll do it right for them, and I won't be there to show off or make it about me. It will still be about the characters. I'm a proper game master, and every game master that gets me to do that knows I take this very seriously. No, I'll never throw them under the bus, right? Even if I don't like you, if I agreed to do this, you could be my worst enemy. I'll come through for you on that moment, right? And I'm a good player, really good. That's one thing I've been disappointed with a lot of bad players over the years. Here's what a game master would say about me when I was young. If Steven's coming into the game, he's going to make you look like a champion. Like, I'm going to help you through all of the embarrassing parts where you could get stuck. Oh, did I ask you the wrong question? Here, let me fix that. I want to acknowledge it out loud that you're having the issue. I just noticed if I stumped you or something by accident, because I'd have no bad intent. I'm there to make you look good. I'm going to come through. I'm going to speak up when things are needing to speak up. I won't overspeak other players. You won't have me being in trouble, because during my years of playing, I'm a serious game master, so I don't want the trouble at my table. So as a player, I would never take that trouble to another game master's table. I never had the ego problem. I hear about game masters. I have a hard time sitting at another game master's table without shooting my mouth off. Well, then fucking grow the fuck up. You have a hard time with that? Then grow the fuck up. I'm a game master. I can sit at any game master's table. Not fucking complain, moan, cry. My focus, no matter how good or bad they are, it doesn't even bother me if they suck. I'm there to help them. I don't know how many game masters honestly, if I examined them afterwards, I think they were shit. But on the night I played their game, that session was great. And I never got stressed out or focused or got annoyed. My whole focus was to make it fun for myself, be entertaining, fill in, help the game master quietly if I could, not too embarrassed, maybe not direct so he knows it. Shit like that. And I know how to do that without it getting over the line. So I'm always happy to do that as a player when I was younger. Again, when I assist, jumping in off and on over the years, I've done that. But I don't play consistently. I'm dedicated to Game Master. It's my thing, right? But, I have all that experience and yeah. So, I mean, like, if you're wondering why I'm into the tabletop role-playing game hobby and a bit of my background, you're new to the channel, well, this is who I am. A lot of people on here know me as Condor DM. Personally, I decided that I'd be a very public person for reasons. There are certain things that you can't really go after unless you're willing to really have your name out there, right? Like that has to be part of what you do. And those options are just closed off. You can't, it's just about impossible to hide behind a name like Condor DM and get where I want to get to, right? Right. So I have other plans in life. And I'm always working towards them. Everything I do is working towards them. And in a way, every action I take, everything is it's like building up a large resume. Throughout my life and skills and talents and everything else, and getting ready for that bigger picture thing. Always prepared, and knowing I have it in me. I have that it factor, right? I know I do. So I'm always ready for a bigger game, but at the same time, I'm someone who's become happy where I'm at. And there's not a lot of people that can get there, where they're happy and not going further. But they're confident that they can. And they would like to, but they don't want to live a life of disappointment that they couldn't get there. Look, if I don't get there, I'm going to be a happy guy. If I get there, I'm going to be a very happy guy. That's pretty much how my life is going to work, right? So that's who I am. There you go. The Game Master, Steven Saunders. Nice to meet you. I love you. Well, most of you. Take care.